Well, this review's up 3 days later than it's supposed to be, but hey, better late than never, that's what I always say. Rise of the Planet of the Apes is the first film in the Planet of the Apes saga about the character of Caesar, played by Andy Serkis, and the very beginning of his journey that will eventually lead to War for the Planet of the Apes, which comes out in a little over a week. I have so many positive things to say about this movie. First off, when it came out, I believe it was 2011, it was one of the biggest surprises to come out that summer for me. When the marketing started for it, I didn't think anything of it. I know that Andy Serkis, for a fact, was going to be good in it, but at the end of the day, I thought it was going to be as boring as the Tim Burton version of Planet of the Apes. But imagine this, you know your parents are planning to get you a car, but when your birthday arrives, you find that there is a Porsche sitting in your driveway. That was my level of surprise when I walked out of the movie theater after seeing this movie. First of all, the motion capture in this movie for 2011 was insane. It looks incredibly good, and even now, comparing it to other films that are coming out, it still holds up very well. And of course, how can we not talk about Andy Serkis' performance as the iconic Caesar? We all know that Andy Serkis is really great when it comes to being CGI creatures, but his performance in this movie blew me away by a mile. What took me by storm is that although some of his movements in this film are very similar to what he did with Gollum in Lord of the Rings, most of his performance is through expression, through his face, through his eyes, and you can tell everything that he is feeling without him having to say a single word. And by the end of the movie, you're so invested in his character that you're just cheering for him to succeed in anything that he does. Now, if I have any problems with this movie, it's definitely in the middle. Not that it isn't important, it is, because it's Caesar's transition into becoming the leader that he's going to be down the road. But as far as the movie as a whole, it's definitely the slowest part for me. Now, you may be wondering why I haven't really talked about the movie as a whole much. I certainly haven't given the amount of information I would have in a regular review, but it's simple. This is the kind of movie that is very special and much better if you go in and watch it without very much information at all. But guys, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a great start to a phenomenal character's journey and has one of, if not the best performance by a CG or animated character I've ever seen. I highly recommend going to watch it if you haven't, because Rise of the Planet of the Apes is a good casual watch. And just to let you guys know, unless you could obviously see where this is going, next week I'll be reviewing Dawn for the Planet of the Apes right before War of the Planet of the Apes finally comes out. But as always, it is what you guys say that matters. So have you already seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Are you planning to watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes before War for the Planet of the Apes comes out? Leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.